Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and this is part 2 of what sold on Etsy this week. First up, we have an ice cream scoop, and I love selling, for one, I love selling ice cream scoops, but I also love selling kitchen utensils. They're easy to store, easy to ship, and relatively easy or cheap to buy. Ice cream scoops I love in particular because I love ice cream, and there are just so many different models of these, and it's just a really cool piece. So this sold for $14.95. Next up, we have a Lite-Brite. So this would be the other Lite-Brite that I was mentioning that I had, and it did sell for $45. And that's a great return on investment. I think I spent 50 cents. Next up, we have a tape dispenser, but this is a really cool one. It's a larger one. It weighed in at about 5 or 6 pounds. Now this tape dispenser, I listed it for $19.95 and it sold within about 3 or 4 days. And when that happens, I sort of have lister's remorse, I guess you'd say. I wish I would have sold it for $29. I spent about an hour and a half scraping tape and gunk off of the side of this thing. Little damage, but it's a really cool industrial mid-century type piece. Next up, we have a Bull salt and pepper shaker. This is a really interesting piece. I just love the gold accenting on here. And this is an example of something that I'm glad sold, because I just, in my mind, I try to picture who the buyer is going to be for something before I list it and how likely it is to sell. And I just did not know something like this, who would buy it or if it would sell. And luckily it did for $14.95. Next up, we have another salt and pepper shaker. This one is not very old at all, but it's really interesting. It has the cow jumping over the moon. It's probably from the late 90s, I would have to think. Again, nothing exciting, but I think I sold it for about $10. Normally something this new would go in my booth, but in my booth, I can really only get about $4 for a salt and pepper shaker at the most. So luckily it sold online for more. Here is an older flashlight. It's a silver 1950 style. It does not work. The buyer knew that. I sold maybe 2 or 3 of these, different sizes. I'm not sure what they're using them for, if it's just a display piece or a photography prop, but they do sell and they don't have to work. This one sold for $14.95. Next, we have a rotary phone, and this is another item I just love buying and love selling. This just screams 1950s, 1960s. I just love them. The sound that it makes. They do take a long time to clean. This probably took me over an hour to scrub any dirt out of all the grooves. I do wax them with a nice car wax to help the plastic out. The cords are usually very dirty. I clean them, clean these cords, wrap them up nicely. So they do take a lot to get them show ready, but for me, they're worth it. And it sold for about $65. I think I paid between $5 and $10 for it. Next up, we have another salt and pepper shaker. Yes, it's again not old. This would be a newer style. And I believe it sold for about $12. There we go. Okay, now we have a box of very cool ornaments. These are not Shiny Brites. They're really not, I don't think they're any sort of a name brand, but they are really cool. They are the indent style and an almost complete box. I still have another box of ornaments listed, and they are blue. They are not indents, but they have great graphics on them with the glitter. And they're a full box, not missing one. This one is missing one, and it sold for it was $29.95. The box is really cool though with the graphics on there. Next up, we have a Big Ben clock. This clock sold for $12. It's a metal casing, plastic stand, plastic gold rim, and it glows in the dark. I like buying the ones that glow. They're just really cool. The hands right here, they actually glow. I don't think the numbers do, though they might. Next up is a little clown battery tester. This, I don't even know why or how I got it. It was probably in a box lot in an auction. And it sold for about, I think it was $12. It does work. So you take the battery and you stick it on this piece, and then you stick it up in here in the middle of his flower, and then his nose will blink if the battery is good. So that was cool. There's a little bit of damage in his here, and then up on his suit a little bit. 1974. Next, we have a warming tray. I love buying these warming trays. People, especially now, are having more parties, and they like to use these for obviously warming their food or their coffee. In this case, probably it's a smaller one. Really neat. It doesn't even look used. Little tiny damage right along the edge. Very, very cool. I think I sold this for about $15. Next, we have two cute little ornaments. I sold these for about $10. Not as much as I would really want to sell them for, but they're really adorable. I picked these up at my antique mall when I was just kind of browsing around. I think I bought them for $2 a piece. Yeah, it's just a really bad investment as far as what I made, but they were just so adorable that I couldn't pass them up whenever I seen them. Next, we have an apron. And this is just a really cool apron. I think it has little Swiss people. Yeah, little Swiss people over here. It's all embroidered. Really cute. I think I sold this for $14.95 or something along those lines. Yeah. And okay, lastly, we have, what do we have? Oh, ornaments. Yes, these sold for, I think, about $19.95. And there's some mercury glass ones in here. There's some indent. And they're all pink, aren't they? Yeah, they're all pink. Very neat. Well, okay, that is the end. I got through, I think it was about 35 or so listings this week. A lot to get through. I'm glad I had all those orders. Hope they keep coming. I have 525 items currently listed. It'd be nice to dwindle that down a little bit. I have a few auctions coming up, so I'd like to get fresh inventory in. But anyways, thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all of those things. It'll help my channel out. You could also share it if you have people that would be interested in this kind of a thing. But anyways, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.